Hello! Hey guys, what's up? It's Savannah. Welcome back to my channel. And for today's video, we are doing a good old-fashioned What Would Sav Do video. I think this is episode 4 of What Would Sav Do. The difference between this What Would Sav Do and previous What Would Sav Do's is that I am not drinking wine, I am drinking water. I've been on a little bit of a binge with the wine and I need to reel it in, okay? I need to reel it in. I do want to say real quick, I am wearing the I Quit merch. I Quit merch is dropping on November 29th. That being said, make sure you go cop it. It is so comfortable, you guys. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. Look at this color, the dark charcoal gray, and I think it's like my favorite piece yet. I feel like I say that with every single merch line that I drop. It's like my favorite piece yet, but they're all like my kids, you know, like I can't choose. Hi guys, quick little detour from the video, but I wanted to take a second to talk to y'all about a brand that is very near and dear to my heart that I love so much, and if you've been watching my videos for a while, you have heard me talk about them a lot, and that is Hunt a Killer. This is one of just several Hunt a Killer boxes I have right in front of me. Hunt a Killer is one of the fastest growing subscription boxes in the country right now. Hunt a Killer, you guys, is the perfect holiday game to play with your friends and family. It'll get you off your phone and really just immerse you into an ongoing true crime investigation. I know that so many of you literally only watch me for my crime videos, so I was so happy that I could partner up with Hunt a Killer to tell you guys about their amazing holiday deals this year. So Hunt a Killer is a murder mystery subscription box, and inside the box it gives you clues and evidence and all of these different things that you need in order to solve a murder. Just to give you some ideas of what comes in the box, we have some pieces of evidence right here. Everything about these boxes are so intricate and detailed and really make you feel like you are a detective without having to go to school in order to be one. Each box comes with its own case file, and inside this case file, I'm gonna open it up right here. As you can tell, you get so much information. You get police reports, you get autopsy reports, pictures, and maps. And for true crime junkies like me, this has been my favorite thing to do. I am addicted to it. My family and friends, when we have to go places, are like, Savannah, like, come on. And I'm like, no, we need to solve a crime. That's where I'm at. I talk about Hunt a Killer so much, but that is because I truly am so invested in it. Something amazing about Hunt a Killer is that with each box that is purchased, they also will take some of the proceeds from that box and donate it to the Cold Case Foundation. And if you are unfamiliar with the Cold Case Foundation, it is a foundation that essentially helps investigate cold cases and help bring families justice. There are 6 different boxes. Hi, do you see all these boxes? That's not even all of them. There are 6 different boxes that are going to help lead up to solving the murder. So something I am so excited to tell you guys about Hunt a Killer is that for the holiday season, they teamed up with a Seattle bartender named Connor Donovan and created this book, and this is the Killer Cocktails book. My glare from my lights is kind of getting on it, but this is what it looks like. And then all throughout the book is just different drinks and cocktails that you can make, and I am obsessed with this. This has been my new go-to, and the names on these are so creative. Flight risk, the smoking gun, tampering with evidence. This is what tampering with evidence looks like. Like, how good does that look like? We have death by cement shoes, elementary, my dear Watson, murder in Moscow. Literally so many great new drinks to try this holiday season, all from this book alone. When you sign up for a full subscription with Hunt a Killer, they will throw in this book for free. So Black Friday is technically over, but Hunt a Killer decided to be super generous this holiday season. So they still do have their holiday bundles available right now. Hunt a Killer really is the perfect gift if you or someone you know is really interested in the true crime world. This is the perfect gift for them. I promise you will not be disappointed in this. And when you sign up for the full subscription, like I said, you get the Killer Cocktails book as well. So if you use my code right here, it's just Savannah, and click the link in the description box below, you guys will receive 20% off your first box with Hunt a Killer. I cannot say enough good things about Hunt a Killer. I am absolutely obsessed with them. They have really been able to bring my true crime dream of being a detective alive, and to be able to get to the bottom of these insane murder mysteries has really been so much fun for me, and I know you guys are going to love it as well. So make sure you click the link in the description box below and use my code Savannah, and now let's get on with the rest of the video. So with that being said, you guys, you have been messaging me a lot, which I really love, but I've noticed that you guys have been messaging me a lot about your relationship problems, so I wanted to sit down and do a good old-fashioned what would Sav do video. So I asked you guys on Instagram, and if you don't follow me on Instagram, you should. It is just at Savannah Brimer right there. I'll probably forget to put it there, but it's just Savannah Brimer. It'll be in the description box below. It always is. I asked you guys to send in what's going on in your life, what I can help you with, and with that being said, we are just going to jump right on into it. Again, a little disclaimer, I am not the end all be all, obviously. I am just giving you kind of my advice and my take on your situation. And also, I really encourage you guys to help each other in the comments as well, because we are one big family here and we can all learn from each other and help each other. I have this boy that I'm dating and we met 3 times and I still don't feel anything for him. And then there's the other boy that I'm not dating, but I kind of have a crush on him and I can't stop thinking about him. What would Sav do? So if you are dating someone that you don't have any feelings for, I guess my question to you to be to ask yourself why you would get into a relationship with someone, which by the way, no judgment zone whatsoever. Trust me, I've done it all. Why you would get into it, this is my little lip liner, okay? Why you would get into a relationship with someone that you have no feelings for. That's my first question to you that I want you to ask yourself. But my other thing on this is that, did you ever have feelings for him, or did you like never have feelings for him and you either just wanted to be in a relationship or he liked you? And I don't really know what that situation is, but if you have another boy that you have feelings for, I think that the best thing to do in this situation, because if you've met 3 times, I would end it now while it feels like it's still somewhat early if you guys have only hung out 3 times, because then you won't feel guilty or bad for ending things with the guy that you're dating, and then you can kind of see if there's anything there with the other guy that you do have feelings for. You should not be in a relationship with someone if you have no feelings for them. Let me just start there. My ex and I broke up 4 months ago. Some days I miss her, but others I'm like, fuck her, please help me with my mixed emotions. I think that it is completely normal to have mixed emotions regardless of any situation, whether the breakup was amicable or not. It's a really big roller coaster to be going through a breakup. You're gonna have good days and you're gonna have bad days. You're gonna have days where you feel like you've moved on, and then there's gonna be days right after that where you feel like your whole world is falling apart. And it's just really important to constantly remind yourself that you are the only person that you need. Like, you don't need anyone else. And something that I've learned over my experiences is that it doesn't have to be too opposite of the extremes. Like, it doesn't have to be fuck her, I hate her, or I miss her, oh my goodness. It can be, you know what, like, we had our time and what's meant to be will happen, and that's that. Like, you don't have to have these super angry feelings, but at the same time, it's really important to allow yourself to feel those feelings. But at the end of the day, it's also important to kind of center yourself. I talked a lot about this in my Heartbreak Pep Talk Part 2, where I talked about how learning that I didn't have to hate my exes made me feel really okay with moving on past them. So I definitely recommend you go and check that out, because I do talk a lot more about that in that video. I'm the only single girl in my friend group, and these guys that I keep getting set up with just aren't working out. I don't want to rush anything, but I'm talking to a guy right now and things are going pretty well. I just don't want to get my hopes up. Any advice? I've definitely been there, and it really kind of makes you feel awkward. It definitely makes you feel like, what's wrong with me? Like, why do all my friends get boyfriends and I don't? I think it's really important to remember that it's just kind of like the cycle of life, which I'm sure you've kept reminding yourself is like, it'll happen when it's meant to happen. And even though it's kind of annoying to keep reminding yourself, and the times that, you know, you go out with these guys and it doesn't work out and it's like, oh, okay, like one more down the list and now it's like on to the next, and you're kind of wondering, is it me? Is it them? Like, what is it? Like, why can't I find a boyfriend? Look at it more so in the way of like, you're allowing yourself the time to be single and independent and learn to love yourself. That way you will attract the right type of person to you, because if you go around being like, I want a boyfriend, I want a boyfriend, I want a boyfriend, the energy that you're spending looking to find a boyfriend and wanting a boyfriend and wishing that you had a boyfriend, you could be spending on yourself and learning how to love yourself more and all of that. As far as not wanting to get your hopes up with the guy that you're dating, I totally feel that, because as much as I want to believe that I'm the type of girl who's like, oh, I don't rush things, up here, I rush it, okay? First date, I'm thinking about our kids, okay? So then I bring myself back down to reality, all right? I level out. Take it day by day and really don't try to put pressure on it, because I promise you, what everyone says that is so true is the second you stop looking for a relationship is when the right one falls in your lap. I was with this guy for a short amount of time and he was all in, but I wasn't. Then we got back together because I knew I wanted to be with him now, but the roles were reversed because he wasn't that into it. He said he just needed time to think and he had a lot going on. Should I wait for him or should I move on, and do you think this is toxic? I don't necessarily think that that's toxic. I think that there's just a lot of back and forth happening. The blatant truth of this is that everyone wants what they can't have, right? When he wanted you, you didn't want him. You want him, he doesn't want you. It's this cat and mouse game that everyone has to play. But what I would say to you is that really take a step back and say, do you really like him? Like, truthfully, do you really, really like him? Or do you like the fact that he doesn't like you? Which I know sounds really twisted. What would you say if he came back and he was like, you know what, I really want want to be with you now? Would you kind of pull back a little bit, or would you be all in? I don't think you have to wait for anyone. I don't think that you should wait for anyone. You are your own person and you should act as that. Have a conversation with yourself and figure out what it is you really, really want. He's probably questioning it in his mind too, saying that he liked you when you didn't like him, and now that he doesn't like you, you like him. So he's trying to probably figure it out in his mind because it is very confusing. So I would have the conversation with yourself of, do you really want this relationship? And then I would decide to either talk to him or just move on from it. So I was dating this guy who has a kid, so of course his baby mama had to put her foot in everything going on with us, and we ended up breaking up because of her, and somehow they ended up back together. But he is always texting me and telling me how much he wishes he could be with me, and how much he doesn't like her, and how I'm basically the one that makes him happy, but is basically scared to break up his family even though she cheats on him. I really do have mad feelings for this guy, but I'm over the back and forth of it all, and I don't know what to do anymore. Okay, I think I've said this in probably every single What Would Sav Do video. We're gonna say it again. Do not get involved in anyone's baby mama drama. Here's the thing. I understand that you can't control your feelings. I understand that situations just happen, but I also understand that you have control of your own life. And I don't mean to be harsh. I really, really don't. But I think that someone's got to say it, and I'm here. So that relationship that they are in between this guy and this girl, and whether she cheats on him or not, like, that's not your problem. Their relationship is their relationship. As toxic and messed up as it is, it's their relationship to work out. Obviously, having a kid makes things very complicated. I think that you can do better. I think you deserve better, because this is always going to be a problem in this relationship no matter what. You said that his baby mama kept putting her foot into everything and whatever. That's always going to be there no matter what. I think that you really need to just remove yourself from the situation. It'll be the best for yourself. It'll be the best for your mental health, because I'm sure this is driving you insane. I don't know how it couldn't. It would drive me crazy. I really just think that you need to let their relationship, good, bad, ugly, whatever, be their relationship. Like, either don't respond back when he texts you, block him. I know that's like might seem really harsh, but sometimes it's what you have to do. And I know that's easier said than done. Like, trust me, I do. But just kind of sit with that thought. Just sit with it. I have a friend who's typically a really great friend and treats me really well, but sometimes she'll mock me and make fun of simple things I do and call me annoying. Sometimes I just get an attitude back because it's hard to not in that situation. What should I do? If I tell her, she'll say it's a joke and I'm sensitive, but if I drop her, she'll think I'm crazy. Listen, you're allowed to feel however you feel in these situations. If you think it's funny, great. But if you don't, that's understandable too. No one likes being called annoying. And even though you might feel intimidated by the fact of putting your foot down, being vulnerable is very scary, and I understand that, but sometimes it's in your best interest and you're protecting yourself by doing so. I hooked up with this dude who plays soccer, and we've both been hoeing around, and it was just a hookup. We never put a label on it or anything because we've both been hoeing around. I love it. Okay, so we were both at this party and I was hanging around dancing with another one of my hoes. Oh, like dancing with another guy. Okay, I get it. Sorry, I live under a rock. Who happens to be his teammate, and he saw us and later pulled me to the side and said, "I saw you with blank, good job," and walked away pissed. So my drunk ass followed him and tried to fix things. Later on that night, he was hitting on my friend and also introduced me to this lax recruit and tried getting me to talk to him. Eventually, I somehow ended up making out with the recruit and didn't notice the guy who was mad at me was sitting next to us on the couch. After the party, my friends and I went back to his dorm, and he spent the rest of the night not paying attention to me, and he's still ignoring me. Okay, listen. It's one thing to tell someone, like, I don't care if you go and hook up with other people or whatever, but it's another thing to see it, and it's also another thing if it's someone that they're close with. Trust me, I've been there with guys who literally could act like they care less, and then you get with one of their friends and it's like World War III. So I think that's probably what's going on here. And even though you may think like you might be making a bigger deal out of it to text him, I would honestly do it. Just text him and break the ice and just say something along the lines of, listen, you don't even have to apologize. Like, you just kind of want to like get past what happened the other night. You guys have been in a really gray area, and so you don't really know how to act when you're at parties with him, and so you'll be able to come up with what you should say. But I would definitely just say something, because even though he's probably acting like he doesn't care, clearly he cares, okay? Clearly he cares. That doesn't mean you guys have to date, because clearly you guys like doing your own thing, which is fine. And you can also say that, be like, if we're not together, you can't get mad at the people that I hook up with, but also it's it's another thing to see it. Like, you wouldn't want to see him hooking up with another girl right in front of you, you know? Or maybe you would. I don't really know what gets you going. I've had feelings for the same guy for about a year now, and he knows how I feel but has never addressed it to me. He talked about it to people that I know and said that he's not into it, but he'll flirt with me and make me feel like it is something. For a while I thought maybe we could just be friends, but he told me that he doesn't believe that guys and girls can be strictly friends. I don't know what to do or think anymore. So I think the overall consensus that is happening in a lot of these what would Sav do questions is that everyone listening needs to understand that you have the total power, and this is something that I'm trying to learn myself more too and understand and apply to my life. We have the power to take control of our own lives. We have the power to be vulnerable. We have the power to take charge. We have the power to say things, speak our mind, make shit happen. We have all of that power. You are totally capable of doing that. So in this situation, why just sit back and let him flirt with you and give you mixed signals? I would say something. If it does bother you, which clearly it bothers you enough to tell me, I would say something to him, because if you guys have been friends for over a year now, then you guys should be comfortable enough with talking about it. I know it's scary, but I think you should do it. Or if you want to play his game, start flirting back with him and see what he does. That's what I would do. I hooked up with my best friend who already liked me for 3 years, and I decided to give it a shot. When we were dating for 3 to 4 weeks, he told me he was not ready to be in a relationship. He just got out of a relationship which lasted 3 years and wanted to live the single life. But we started missing each other and tried it 2 more times, but he still wasn't ready and feels insecure because he thinks I'm too smart, pretty, etc. for him. The last time we tried, he went to a festival and he said he kissed 4 girls and he has no feelings for me and was just living a single life. Love that. We broke up 4 weeks ago, but we still have work together. He is my coworker and son of the boss. Okay. I messaged him last week saying I have no problems working with him, but then he told me he's hooking up with this girl he told me not to worry about and he can't be friends with me right now. But now he is in a relationship with this girl which he finds ugly and not his type. What do I do, Sav? Stay friends or delete? Also, the past couple days he's been staring at me at work, which has been creeping me out because we have no contact. He has a girlfriend ever since last week. Everyone is telling me that he is staring when I'm not looking. I wonder if what he's thinking. Should I message or just stay strong and no contact? Here's the thing. When someone is telling you that you are too good for them, you should believe them. It depends in certain circumstances. Like if someone's like, I can't believe I got you, I'm so lucky. There's certain ways to word it, but it shouldn't be like, you're too pretty for me, you're too smart for me, you're too this, you're too that, because someone is literally telling you you are too good for them and he's proving to you that you are too good for him. I think it's a very sticky situation and I would just keep your distance, because I think that he is right. You are too good for him and you could do way better, and you should just not even entertain it because you don't need to get involved in this drama. It sounds so messy. I was talking to this guy, we will call him H, from Tinder. We actually had a great thing going between us, but then all of a sudden he ghosted me for 2 weeks, and during that time I've been talking to another guy and we will call him R. And we've been talking nonstop. He would even text me during work, but just a few minutes ago I got a notification on Snapchat from H and I make conversation with him to be nice. But my question is, if you were busy, why don't you just text me instead of ghosting me for 2 weeks and then text me now and act like nothing happened? Should I give him another chance or stay with R? I think that really just depends on your feelings and where you lie. Clearly you're still in the beginning stages of all of these relationships, so I think you really have an advantage here to kind of play the field a little bit. Who says you can't talk to both? I would keep your messaging going with R, and when it comes to H, if you really felt like you guys were good and like meshed really well and chemistry was there, who knows what the reasoning is as to why he ghosted you for 2 weeks. Is that cool? No. But in the very beginning stages of talking, there is a lot of gray area, as much as that sucks. So what I would do is I would probably keep both conversations going, but when it comes to H, be very, not standoffish, but play hard to get a little bit. Even though it sucks to play games, play some games with him, because clearly he's playing games too. So my boyfriend of 9 months has literally only put me on his Snapchat story once, and has only one picture of me on his Instagram from 7 months ago, and I asked him why, and all he said is that he's never really posts, but he posts with his guy friend, so it kind of makes me feel like shit. I don't know what this means. I think that this just depends on person to person. I know personally for me that I keep certain parts of my life private, but I also know my situation is different from a lot of other people's. If it really bothers you, I would tell him. I don't think it's necessarily like a red flag that he's not posting you, but I do think that it should be a discussion that's brought up so you can get more clarity on the situation. And if he's a good boyfriend, he will respect what you're saying and you guys can come to some sort of compromise, and you can tell him, you know, you say you're not huge on posting, but you have more pictures of your guy friends than you do of me. It doesn't make me feel good, like point blank. And and see what he says. My ex and I have been broken up for 6 months. We were together for 2.5 years and we hadn't talked in a few months just because I was trying to heal and all that. But this past Saturday, I was sitting at dinner and I get a call from him. Confused, I picked up and he legitimately apologized to me for everything he's done wrong in our relationship for 20 minutes straight. Shocked and surprised, I thanked him and got off the phone. Later that night, we ended up on the phone for over an hour just catching up, and we both ended up telling each other we still had feelings for one another. He said how much he'd been thinking about me, but also said he didn't want to be rash and just jump back together. He thought we needed more time to heal. He hurt me a lot in our relationship, but I'm still in love with him and truly think that he is the one. I am just a big ball of emotions now though, and I don't know what to do. I totally understand being a big ball of emotions. I think that it's very normal. That whole scenario is very normal. When you're not with someone, it really gives you the time to reflect, especially when you're together with someone for that long. It really gives you time to reflect once you're not together on all of the things, that positive and negative, that happen in your relationship. I do think that is probably smart to not immediately jump back into a relationship after an 1.5-hour phone call. I think it's probably the best for both of you. I think that in this situation, you have to be selfish. If you think that he is the one, like, go get your man. But at the same time, I really encourage you to sit back and reflect on why the relationship ended and if that is something you want to get back into. And if you guys do end up having that conversation of getting back together, really talk about the problems that led up to why you broke up and how you guys can fix them moving forward. It's gonna be big instead of just like jumping back into it like everything's happy and fine. All right, you guys, that was the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If we get this video to 4,000 likes, we will do an episode 5 of What Would Sav Do. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to copy your I Quit merch. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Savannah. I make videos 3 days a week, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. You should subscribe and join the family. I love you guys so much, and I'll be back in a couple days with a brand new video, and I can't wait to see you there. Bye, guys.